Welcome to the Cafe Ex Machina channel. My Ducati Scrambler has less than 2,000 kilometers on it, but the brake fluid should be replaced because it's 10 years old. The bike's rear brake does not work at all. I think it is drawn in air over time. To replace the rear brake fluid, you'll need a clear hose and an 11mm wrench. Open the brake fluid reservoir cap and remove the rubber plug. Clean up any spilled brake fluid. It's pretty nasty stuff. Changing the brake fluid while bleeding the brake system is straightforward. Pump pressure with the brake pedal. Keep the brake pressed down and open the bleeder screw briefly. All that's coming out of here is air. Repeat the process until brake fluid starts coming out.
A few moments later.
When brake fluid starts coming out of the bleeder, keep going until fresh, clear fluid begins to flow. When the fluid level reaches the low mark, add new fluid up to the max mark. There are air bubbles in the brake fluid. Keep going until no more appear and the fluid runs clear. Add more fluid whenever it reaches the low mark. Now the fluid is clear, which means the brake fluid change is complete. Close the brake fluid reservoir with the rubber seal and the cap. Changing the front brake fluid follows the same procedure as the rear brake. Protect the area around the brake fluid reservoir with paper. Open the brake fluid reservoir cap. The reservoir cap might be tight, but with a few gentle taps, it will come off easily. Cleanliness is a virtue when servicing brakes. No dirt should get into the braking system. That's why I wash the bike before changing the brake fluid. I'm using Ferodo FBZ025 brake fluid. It's a DOT 5.1 fluid and fully compatible with DOT4. Both DOT4 and DOT5.1 brake fluids are glycol-based, but DOT5.1 has a higher boiling point. For normal use, it doesn't really matter which one you use. I just happen to have 25 cans of Ferodo on the shelf. There's a bleeder screw on the top of the brake caliper. Attach an M8 wrench and a clear hose to the bleeder. Gently pump the brake lever a few times and hold it down. Open the bleeder briefly and the old brake fluid will flow into the hose. Repeat the same procedure and remember to add new brake fluid to the reservoir. No air has gotten into the front brake like it did in the rear, and the brake fluid still looks clear even after 10 years. If you cannot tell by the color when new brake fluid starts coming through, a general rule is to pump 3 reservoirs worth of fluid per brake caliper. That way you can be sure no old brake fluid is left in the system. Thoroughly clean the brake caliper of any brake fluid. Add more brake fluid if needed. Close the brake fluid reservoir cap. Changing brake fluid is very easy, but often messy. It can also take quite a bit of time if there is air in the brake system. For example, changing the brake fluid on this Scrambler's rear brake took 40 minutes, while the front brake only took 10. Thanks for watching.